Alright, what's going on, guys? So this is a very exciting video because in this video I want to share with you the 3-step formula to $100 million. I'm going to give you a 3-step formula that multiple people have followed. It's been proven to work, that you can take, steal, and duplicate, and you can use it to make literally $100 million. Even if you're broke, even if you don't know where to start, and even if you don't have any connections or know anyone. It might sound crazy, but as you watch this video till the end, you will see how this is possible and how you can actually implement this in your life fairly easily. Now, of course, I should put a disclaimer. This isn't going to happen overnight. This is not going to happen in a year. This isn't going to happen in a few years. But if you do this for 15 to 20 years, literally 15 to 20 years from now, you could be worth, no bullshit, at least $100 million. So what's the first step? The first step is you need to find a business that can pay you a lot of money. So you need to find a business that you can usually, in some sort of way, generally trade your time for money, but get paid disproportionately to the amount of effort you put in. So you want to find something that you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars with. And there's lots of ways you could do it. You could do it, you could like create an information business. You could do it on eBay. There's lots of different ways you could do it. I actually have workshops and programs where I teach some of those ways. There's other ways you could do it too, but you need to find something, guys, that that can make you a lot of money by you learning a skill. That's the key. Once you learn that skill, once you have that and you're making a lot of money, then you want to take that money and you want to invest it into something that's risky that you can control. And a lot of things that a lot of people are doing now that's making them a crap ton of money is they're starting software. So they might go out there and they might spend, let's say, 2 to 5 years. It might probably won't take long. Let's say 2 to 3 years building a skill set that makes them a lot of money but includes their time. So this could be, this could be a billion things. It could be the eBay thing, information business. We could be doing something like, it could be Shopify. It could be SEO. There's a lot of things out there. You go out there. Some of the things are easier to do than others. Some of them require you to do other. Some of them you don't have to talk to people. Some of them require you to like pick up the phone and you got to call 20 people a day. But so there's different things out there. I think different ones are better than others. But you need to find something and spend a couple of years mastering it. And once you master it and you got hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in, you take that money, and what a lot of people do is they create a software around that skill that they did. So if you're doing eBay, you'll know all the ins and outs of eBay. There's software out there for eBay, so you'll go out there and you'll create a couple softwares. I know a guy, he started an information business, got to the point where he was making $1 million plus a year, took that, he created a software, is now doing about $1 million a month. What you do is you grow that, and here's why you have to do that. Let me explain this to you. We should back up for a second. The reason you want to do that, a lot of people, they try to just jump right into step 2, which is the software, or step 3, which is the most important thing we'll talk about here in a second. If you jump right into a software, you can make it work. I know someone out there, he got a loan for $1.5 million, created the software, sold it for $300 million. But he fucked up like eight or nine times before that, spent like almost a decade trying to do it because they had to keep getting money. What you want to do is you want to create this thing that you can trade your time for money, all right? And you get a skill set that's very valuable that you can make a lot of money with. You don't want to do that forever, right? It's not bad to do it in the beginning. If you could trade working 40 hours, let's say you're working 40 hours a week now making 50 grand a year. If you could trade that to get a skill where you're working 40 hours a week and you're making $750,000 a year, wouldn't you agree it's worth it? Yeah, it's worth it, but you don't want to be there forever. So what you do is you take that money and you put it into software. The reason you do that is because, guys, when you create a software, especially the first time you do it, you're going to fuck something up. You're going to fuck something up, it's not going to work, or you're going to need to spend another $5 or $10 or sometimes $50 or $100,000 that you're going to need to throw into the software to fix it. If you got a loan and you spend all the loan money on it, then you're fucked. If you got an investor and you spend all the investor money on it, you're fucked. If you have step 1 where you got, let's say, $80,000, that'd be about $1 million. Let's say you got $60,000 a month coming in. Well, guess what? If you need to throw $30,000 more into the software, you can easily do it because you can fund it from that first business. So you put it in the software. Then the software takes off. It starts to get big. Then what you do is you sell that software, or you sell that program, or you sell that app for hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you take that money and you invest it in something stable. You invest it in something secure. Apartment complexes, businesses, right? If you sell it for $100 million a year, then you want to take that money. Step number 3 is you take that money and you put it in like apartment complexes, right? So apartment complexes, guys, are not going to make you $1 billion overnight, but they might get you a 10, 15% return every single year on your money. So you might buy this apartment complex for 20 grand and it's just spitting out cash every single year. You know, potentially paying off the mortgage that you got, plus giving you money. And then you go buy a few businesses, and then you go buy some land, and a business stays on it. And that's secure money, all right? And the reason you do this is it allows you to get there quickly. If you just get started in real estate, and what I'm going to say, guys, I'm not saying this is like this isn't the only way to do it, but let's say you get started in real estate with no money down. You can do that. You could easily make, a whole lot of money doing that, but it's going to take a fair amount of time because you have to slowly flip it. All right? It works. There's people out there, guys. I'm not saying it doesn't work. There's people out there that get involved in real estate. 30 years later, they got all this money coming in because they slowly flip it. They get that. You can do that. But if you want to get there quicker, you create a lot of cash for yourself. Then you put that into like a software, an app, something that can explode real quickly. Then in a few years, you can sell for hundreds of millions of dollars. And then you take that and then you can invest it in real estate. And what you want to do, guys, is you want to put your money in the beginning. You want to take all the money that you earn. So in step 1, what's step 1? Step 1, do something that you can trade your time for money and you can make a lot of money with, big lump sums of cash. Then you take that and you put that in something risky that you know a lot about. Could be a software, could be an app, something like that, all right? It's kind of risky to do that, right? What sounds more risky to you? Buying a 100-unit apartment complex that's been in Dallas, Texas for 50 years, that's in a growing population, that's been spinning out 15%, giving you a 15% return, and it's been doing that for the last 50 years. That sounds more secure than starting a software. But when you start a software, and it's something you have to know, you can blow it up and make money exponentially quickly, and then you can use it for real long-term wealth. Then what you do is you take that money, you put it in, so you buy the apartment complexes, or you buy the land that the McDonald's sits on, and McDonald's just pays you money every single month. It's on the land, all right? And then once you do that, then that's where you really get the long-term wealth. You have all these assets that are making you money, and that's where you can literally, truly not do anything and have residual income coming in. You can be bringing in millions of dollars a year. And let's say you're bringing in $5 million a year. Live on $2-3 million of it. It's a decent living, right? You could do nice things with it. Live on $2-3 million of it. Put a couple million back into the business and just allow the assets, and then actually the assets might go up in value. And then you can at that point literally have built a foundation that will create exponential wealth for you and your family for the rest of your life, and will be very hard to shatter. It'll be very hard to it'll be very hard to it's very impossible to break that. But you have to start from the beginning. You have to be willing to do the 3 steps. Develop a skill that's going to pay you a bunch of cash. Start software, start apps, something along those lines. Sell that, grow that, and sell that, and then use that money to finally, the third thing, invest in something long-term that's going to give you a steady return on your investment for the rest of your life, something that you can pass on to your loved ones. They probably won't even have to ever touch, and it will continue to put lots of money in their pocket. You can change your financial destiny and your family tree forever if you do this, but you have to be willing to go through the steps. That whole process takes roughly 10 to 20 years. But if you're committed, if you're dedicated, if you want it bad enough, you can follow the path, you can follow the outline, and you can get results.